Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about boosters and booster efficiency, cost efficiency, etc. due to the fact that obviously they've been given away of late. So I thought we'd do some maths in regards to that. First of all, I've got some Warclones to drop off and I thought it'd be a good little intro to the video. So I've got 2.5 billion ISKs worth of Warclones here. Now just jumped straight into 0-0. I didn't scout it due to the time of day. It didn't seem particularly warranted, and again, as you can see, it is very quiet. Now it is 15 minutes before downtime, and I'm in a blockade runner, which is the Mimitar Tech 2 hauler with cloak, so I'm pretty hard to catch. Now the thing I'm currently scanning for is generally bubbles. Bubbles are the things that could wreck my day, so I'm just making sure there's no bubblers or bubbles already on the gates before warping to them. So again, a lot of people have said or stated that, obviously flying through 0-0 and then obviously low sec to get here was quite risky, and basically I'm just showing you that potentially it wasn't all that risky at all. Now obviously this system's a bit busier, there's nothing on scan, so I'm warping straight to the gate. It was slightly out of scan range, but I didn't really care, so we warped to it anyway. There wasn't a great deal on scan and there wasn't really anything that was overly concerning. Now this is the destination system. Now the station is out of range, so I do a scan, I can't see anything. However, I don't want to warp directly to the station due to the fact that this is possibly going to be bubbled. So I warp to the nearby planet. The Ares drop in, but I'm not worried about them due to be, as I say, in a cloaky ship and hauler. I've got the ice stabs, etc., so I'm pretty nimble and incredibly hard to catch if there's no bubbler. And that goes for low sec as well. It's really hard to catch you in low sec in a Tech 2 cloaky hauler. So I scan the station, there's no bubbles or no bubbling ships, so there we go, we warp directly to the station now and dock. Now that we've docked, we take the Warclones, get on with selling them. Again, the orders are still open for the next year. Take it to immediate to get rid of the broker fees, and there we go. 2.5 billion ISK, which has just netted me 780 million ISK. So, shame that these have finished now. Again, I've made huge amounts of ISK from this, from very little work other than doing the odd hauling run. Now, I could have made a considerable amount more, but again, I didn't put a great deal of effort into it, and well, I didn't make as much as I could have done, but I'm happy with what I've made. I didn't receive any losses, and sometimes running through low sec and null sec with 10 billion ISK in the cargo hold could be a little nerve-wracking at times. So again, I'm happy with what we've got and call it quits at that. Now, as I said, it is incredibly hard to catch you, but that doesn't mean it's impossible, and with such huge amounts in the cargo hold, it does, as I say, fray the nerves at times when you do jump into a system and it is a little busier than you're expecting, or you do warp somewhere and there is a smart bombing battleship. Now, all in all, a smart bombing battleship shouldn't give me many worries, but if there's a handful of them, then I could be in trouble. As I say, one wrong mistake and it can all end in tears. But that was that, so that's the last haul that I'll be doing of the Warclones for, well, possibly until the next event, or if they decide to do something beforehand, etc. So it was good while it lasted, but that's the last that I'll be doing it for now. And the last thing before we jump into looking at the boosters, the skins that will be given out to the content creators for the moment will be the Scope Syndicate skins, and these are quite sweet. I quite like these, to be perfectly honest. They're good looking skins, so I would encourage you to take a look at them. Again, I hadn't realised I was looking at the Procura. It's a really fat stumpy ship, isn't it? I was just looking at it earlier and it's like, it just looks very compact for an all hauling ship. It doesn't look like the ship I'd expect. Now, it has been a long time since I've been in one, but yeah, so these are the skins, so check them out. They are pretty epic, so look for them coming up in the next couple of videos. And so boosters, I was looking at boosters the other day. Now, it's been something I've been planning on doing for a while, but obviously with the free boosters that they've been giving out recently, I thought it was a good chance to review the cost of them and whether they're worthwhile. I've never used boosters before, never really looked into the price of it, but as you can see, a good number of people do use boosters, the ones that are available anyway. So it's not a huge amount, but it's a decent amount. So I thought I'd run the numbers on this just to see, whether it's worthwhile actually using boosters and what kind of gain you'll get from using them. And the general cost does obviously vary quite considerably. This one is just over 1,100,000,000 ISK, but this one does last for 12.5 days. We've got the other ones here, which is the basic ones that they're currently giving out now. Again, these give you +4, but they only last for a day. So the question was, is it worthwhile to invest in, obviously, the boosters in order to increase your training speed? So I did what any good nerd would do, and I ran the numbers. So currently injectors in Jitter are selling for 660 million ISK, and I broke it down on the skill point basis. So as it currently stands, if you are under or up to 5 million skill points, it's costing you 1,320 ISK per skill point, and so on and so on. So I'm sure you pretty much know, but if you inject on a character that has between 5 million and 50 million skill points, you'll only get the 400,000. If it's between 50 and 80, you'll get the 300,000, and if it's 80 million plus, then you'll get 150,000 skill points. So obviously, if you are a high level character, then you get penalised quite heavily for using injectors. Now, I went through the market, pulled out the 5 types that are currently available, and basically ran the numbers. You get an extra 1.5 skill points per minute per attribute level. So for each one level of attributes, then to each of the attributes, then you get an extra 1.5 per minute, and that's broken down here, here, and here. As you can see, we've got the cost of the injectors here, and you've got the cost per skill point here. Now, as it currently stands, the only one that's halfway decent is the basic Radiance, and that is only okay above 50 million skill points. So there is or isn't a decent reason for using them. However, something that I forgot to do on the first round is Biology 5. Now, for each level of Biology gives you 20% extra length of the boosters. So assuming you have it at 5, obviously this cost per skill point is then halved, and actually now it comes out at a pretty decent level. So for the basic Radiance at 18 million ISK, it's a good idea basically for everybody. You are making more skill points than it's costing you than to buy injectors, and you can see down the line, the one that is most expensive is the Potent Radiance at 2,894 ISK per level, but again, that is still better if you are over 80 million skill points by a long way. So you've got the Master at Arms Cerebral Injector here, which again comes out at 2,662, which is fine for anybody above 50 million skill points, or between 50 million skill points and above would work out better to buy them than having injectors. So generally, yes, injectors will give you a boost, but obviously you are having to take the time still to train, where obviously from the injectors you get the skill points instantly and can use them as and where you want instantly. But again, if you are a 80 million plus character, then buying injectors is just a waste. You're paying almost double the amount per skill point, where, so I say, you could potentially just buy the Billion ISK Expert Cerebral and get a very decent amount of skill points there, assuming you have Biology 5, which I'm sure if you've got 80 million skill points you probably should have. So yeah, that pretty much rounds that up. So generally, yes, boosters are worth it and are recommended. However, obviously injectors are preferential if you need the skill points there and then, because obviously you can use them, but you will pay a premium if you are a higher level character. So in regards to the skin distribution, do check out the scope skins again. So say they are pretty cool looking, and for numerous ships at the moment. Again, I'm not 100% sure how they intend to distribute them, in what numbers, etc. But obviously there are only so many content creators, so I don't imagine they'll give us like 1,000 of each, etc. So obviously these skins are going to be relatively rare and therefore are likely to be worth quite a substantial amount of ISK. Now, I am planning on doing a couple of style giveaways over the 24 days of Christmas, basically an advent calendar style Easter egg hunt. So basically I will be hiding these mostly in Caldari space. I may venture out into Minmatar and Galante space, but the vast majority will be around Caldari space. So if you don't have an alt or a character in Caldari space, then it may be worth making one if you want to participate. So I will be hiding them in cans, etc. at asteroid belts, planets, moons, etc. and I will be dropping hints to where they are and the password required in order to be able to get into them. In the videos that I drop, I'll be dropping a video every single day throughout December. Again, as to the details of where to find it and how to get into it. I will also be dropping some in video comments, etc. So if you do whatever it is that is required to potentially participate in, and I'll be dropping videos at random times. So some will be later, some will be earlier, to give people with different time zones a chance to get there. So that's how I plan to distribute them for the time being throughout Christmas. I think that'll be a bit of fun. Everybody can participate if they want or don't want. Again, I imagine these skins will be worth quite a decent amount of ISK, so it may be worth your time. If it's not, then again, look out for the ones in the comments, etc. in the videos. But, you know, good luck, and, well, see what happens from here, how it goes. Obviously, if nobody finds the skin, which I very much doubt, then obviously I'll raffle it off some other way, but I doubt that will be the case. It's not going to be particularly hard to find or hard to crack. I'm not going to make it stupidly awkward for anybody. Again, it's meant to be fun. Don't want it to be a chore.